All right. I went to Wawa and I got me a little something something. I don't like eating out, but I just had a craving for some Wawa. Because with autism, there are foods that you can't make that don't taste the same as when somebody else makes them. And I don't like really people in my food, but it's just a one-time thing. I had a weird craving for it. If I make a veggie hoagie, it won't taste the same as Wawa. That's how weird autism is. I don't know if I'm gonna make this like a series, but I want to tell you about some of the hate groups or groups that are labeled as the hate groups in Philadelphia and my experience with these groups. Now, there was a Klan rally that has no evidence on YouTube, but a Klan rally took place in 2014 in Northeast Philadelphia. I went to that rally. I was a comedian at the time, and I wanted some material to tell my audience. So I went as a joke, and by the time I got there, like 5 minutes later, they were running them out of there. They were trying to get them out of Philly. They didn't want that shit in their city, and this may confuse some people, but I believe in freedom of speech. Even if you say something that I don't particularly care for, that's why I let the comment. That's why I don't delete comments. I don't block nobody. I mean, I don't block anybody, and I don't flag comments. Say what you feel you got to say about me, because at the end of the day, what you feel, what you eat doesn't make me shit. But that's one. The Klan doesn't have a large presence in liberal democratic cities. Another form of hate, if you guys remember, it's a viral video of King Shamir Shabazz. He was the leader of the new Black Panther Party in the Philadelphia chapter. He had this whole rant about how he hated whites and how we need to kill white babies. And he's one of the guys, he was blocking during like when Obama was running for president. He wasn't given access. He didn't allow whites to vote. He was trying to stop them from voting. I mean, when you think about it, now looking back, those are the people who elected Barack Obama as president. But he didn't want them to vote. He didn't want them to vote for McCain, I guess. I don't know. But I saw him on the train one day. I don't know if I think I was in high school. I had to be in high school. When I saw the video, that's when I knew who he was, because he had tattoos on his face. He was on the train. And let me just give you the update. To this day, no white babies have been killed. He didn't kill any crackers. You know, they're still cracking to this day. And the white babies are probably in college now. Most of them are probably police officers. So they're probably cracking to this day too. But no white babies were harmed at all. And I saw him one time. Another instance, what is considered a hate group, the Hebrew Israelites. Now, I love going to listen to these guys talk downtown. I used to make it my. This is why I say growing up in a city is better than growing up in like a rural area. Because if you live down south, doesn't necessarily mean everything is rural. But when you don't have any money, you can still have something to do. You can just go downtown. It's always something to watch. It's always something to just enjoy without spending money. You don't have to have fun living in the city to spend money. But I used to go on, when I wasn't working like I am now, I would go on Fridays. That's when I would see the Hebrew Israelites. They would be downtown on Fridays. It was a couple groups, ISUPK, GMS. It was so many groups I didn't know who they were affiliated with. I would really see the ones that caught the attention were the ISUPK, because they talked it with the microphone, they talked on the stage, and they were like, I thought they were like, I didn't think they were comedians, but their delivery was so comedic. That's what drew my attention to them. And it was times when they tried to get me to join. See, I understand, and I'm gonna break this down to you. A lot of hate groups that, well, if you, let me say this. If you're not effectively doing anything to stop anybody's life, you're not a hate group to me. I would throw the Klan in that too. The Klan of today doesn't do anything. They're not a hate group where they're affecting black people's lives. I mean, if anything, they look at the shit that goes on in inner cities and they're like, man, like they probably, like, their grandfathers that were in the Klan were probably looking down like, man, remember the time we used to burn black churches? Remember the time we used to hang black? And then they're like, they're doing it themselves. We don't got to do shit. But if you're not doing anything hateful, like stopping education, stopping people from being successful, you're not a hate group to me. If you have a different opinion, a different belief system, that's just what it is. You're not necessarily a hate group. But the ISUPK is classified as a hate group. And a lot of the time, and let me just tell you this, I listen to these people during the Trayvon Martin trial when that was going on. I was tuning into these guys a lot because I was just getting like bad memories from high school. I went to a white school, and I was always just dwelling on the things they said about black people, the things they said about me. It doesn't mean shit now, but when you hear somebody talking some stuff that you want to hear that makes you feel good, you tune in. And I got this from somebody else, but the reason why a lot of people join hate groups, mostly black hate groups, is because they understand they don't get touched. They don't get touched in the streets. I mean, look at it like this. Nobody has ever ran up on Black Lives Matter, Nation of Islam. You see that guy selling them bean pies with the tie on the side on the highway, like near the freeway, or the guy selling the final call on the train. He doesn't get attacked by those black teens or Israelites. They don't get attacked. They don't get touched, because it's like with Tupac when he was shot. He was surprised a black person would shoot him out of all people, when he felt like he was the ambassador of black people. Like, why would you shoot me? I'm like your ambassador. That's what it's like for hate groups like the Israelites and the Nation of Islam. They feel like they're speaking up for black people who can't speak for themselves, and you wouldn't attack somebody who's helping you. It's like Donald Trump when he was like, when the whole, before he denounced white supremacy, his main foundation for support were, which we would call racist white men down south. And it's like, if Donald Trump was walking, like, if he was, this wouldn't happen, but if he was walking in like a trailer park, now they're not going to really attack anybody in the trailer park. They got a little respect for people that live amongst them, but that's the last person they would attack. Somebody that's speaking for them, what they feel like Hispanics are taking their jobs and blacks are taking their jobs, and the country is falling apart because of diversity and multiculturalism. They're not going to attack somebody that's speaking up for them. That's why a lot of people join those groups. They don't want to be the center of violence, so they join them out of fear. And in jail too. When you're in jail, you get more protection joining like Islam and ISU and the Hebrew Israelites. They call it Prislam. I mean, to an extent, Islam is a jailhouse religion, because a lot of people who convert, they happen to have criminal passes. But I'm gonna say this though, because I don't do religion. If it's working for you, if it's making you a better person, all peace to you. But I cannot deny the fact that a lot of Muslims that I grew up around have criminal backgrounds. But I'm trying to think of some more. And one more thing, It's a video on here when I was 18 of me talking to the Israelites. I don't know if I should put it out there because I was so uneducated back then. I mean, there's a lot of things I still don't know. I'm trying to learn day by day, at least book wise and intellectually. Like speaking of like academics, I'm trying to learn more. But it's a lot of things I did not know at all at that age.